Hi, and welcome to What's New TV's audio podcast. I'm your host and producer, Teddy Calderon. And today I want to talk a little bit about the COVID-19 pandemic, the lockdown, and how it has affected many creatives across the globe and in the Caribbean. It has been quite challenging hearing from a lot of my colleagues and friends about being inside, not having the access to going outside and just basically using the internet to interact. Now it has created some new kinds of collaborations which we've seen all over the net. And it gives lots of others time to reflect on their personal lives and what they're doing as an artist, as a creative person. So I just want to say, just stay strong and be positive, because there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and this may be a game changer for how creatives will work and operate. But at the end of the day, we can adapt, and we're very strong in doing those things, especially here in the Caribbean, where our lives are a bit different. Now technology is becoming more and more permanent into our lives, and we kind of finding ways to cope with it and to use it to some of our advantages, and it does create some challenges, as we can see. However, it's a new era that we must face as creatives. So some of the challenges we are having right now currently is that we can't work, so there's no access to proper funding. Some people would have not been registered with the relevant government institutions to be able to access funding. Now, from my conversations, they're supposed to be rolling out some form of action plan for creatives. And from what I've gathered, because I've not been given direct information as yet, I'm still awaiting that, they're looking at cluster projects, or what we call umbrella projects, where it has more than one creative working and other people within different sectors to create projects. Right now, I think this is a really brilliant way forward, because it not only forces us, but it gives us a new understanding and look at how to work together as creatives, because we all have our own passions, our own drives, our own ideas, but how to intertwine those ideas and make those ideas a reality together. Yes, because within Barbados, there's not much economic growth as it relates to creatives. A lot of us don't pay any taxes, so we can't even say, well, let's look at the creative economy, and it has this amount of money in it because they paid this amount of taxes, right? So it's very worrying sometimes from a government's perspective and from a individual's perspective on ways to get around this. Now, opportunities sometimes we can create, and sometimes just pop up. Yeah, we need to think about ways of creating more opportunities for ourselves, for what we call economic inclusion, because it's needed mostly now, because all of us have we have brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, daughters, wives. We have households basically that would need some of that input in regards to monies, right? So I think this is the time for critical thinking and understanding that we cannot do it alone, and we need to put our complete effort into developing these new ideas, because statistics show that Netflix spiked. More people just started watching content. More people want content. Personally, for me, when I was in the UK doing trade mission, this is one of the things that was iterated to me. We want to see content, more content from the Caribbean, good content, and so there's revenue streams for that. But how can we even begin to develop that? because there's a level of quality control, and then there's a level of concept. I want to watch something that has a nice theme, right? I want to hear diverse music. I don't want to hear, but that's just my personal opinion, right? Everyone has their own opinion. That's fine. But yeah, so ways to move forward is important. Dealing with the different ideas and concepts that are coming into fruition now. Now, I don't know if some of you would have heard the Prime Minister speak about grants and stuff. Now, grants currently are a bit tedious to access due to the fact that the level of grant proposal writing that is needed in order to access these grants. However, there are many consultants out there who, in this current pandemic, would be willing, after the pandemic, and because it's illegal to work right now for creatives, would be willing to partner with you to go after these grants, right? And these grants are not just to give you free money, but to execute the project and to help you build a sustainable enough business that everyone can have economic inclusion. And I think it's very important because at the end of the day, we as a small Caribbean island, we need that. We don't have many resources as it relates to goods, but we have lots of services and we can capitalize on them, right? So it's important to look at the new things that we have and not just be like, I don't know, they're not giving us money. Yes, I understand that, but I think we need to really look at ourselves and see what's going on, because you can't expect to continue to do the same things and expecting different results. It's crazy, right? That's the definition of madness. So yeah, looking at new ideas, new things, new concepts, how to work together, right? What's the best possible way forward? Obviously, costing is important because there's a limit on grant proposals. But those are opportunities. The other opportunities will arise, and once they have arisen, I will be the first to share them. But for now, I have no information from government in relation to having a conversation. I'm just told it's being worked on. So please wait, right? So we're all just in limbo, just waiting, hoping and praying that something's happening. But you can't just do that. You got to get up and just do things, right? And this is an era where no one in the world has ever experienced before. So it's something that's going to be pinpointed in history. And we Caribbean people need to tell these stories, tell our stories, whether it be, how you got on with your family in the lockdown for 2 weeks, how it felt coming outside, how it felt touching your guitar, your keyboard, going to the studio, whatever it may be. We need to tell those stories. People want to hear them. Yeah, so yeah, it's really a big and important thing to share your stories, share your ideas, share your music. Everything comes in different formats, but have them there that people can access them, and you can feel free to share them with me. I'll share them around. It's not a problem, right? And we can go from there, because at the end of the day, we all need to work together. Now, some people may not understand how that works because they're accustomed doing everything on their own and people are not reliable and blah, blah, blah. That's fine. However, we still got to work together, right? No man is an island. So it's important to kind of have that structured into your new business models, your new ideas, new concepts, new workflows. Have that in mind, because we all need each other. And I can't iterate that more than that, because it is a factual thing. Yeah, some people were tripping because they couldn't have that human contact. Yeah, the phone is cool, yeah, I can see you, yeah, but it just was so different, right? So yeah, I mean, it's really important. And for me, I did some sounds maybe 12, 15 years ago. Yeah, and we just vibes in with my boy Caesar from Living Waters Plumbing Services. And you were saying like some of these songs are really interesting, very, very interesting, and have some relevancy to what's going on now. And that was, like I said, 12, 15 years ago. So, I kind of say to myself, wow, what were we thinking then? What was happening then that we didn't capture, that we've captured, and we're now looking at it. So this is the same thing, but on a bigger scale, because that time there was something going on, and I think that is when our governments changed, and we had this real serious, gloom, and I call it a curse over the country, right? It's just like everybody was just like, oh, working, no money, bills piling up, everything is cost is increasing, all that stuff. And as a music producer, it's kind of very daunting, because it's not like I'm a guy that lives with myself. I have my family, and you got your bills to pay, car insurance, your rents, your lights, your water, all those bills you got to pay, man. And it was just hard. So yeah, so I'll play this song, let you take a quick listen, and I'll pop right back with you.
So this one is a warning, yeah, a global warning. Hey, oh, people are cry, and them a ball, them back against the wall, for the name of a car, Babylon and them. Worries, over your money now again. Worries, Babylon and them system. Worries, make me brothers and me sister life a end. Worries, cause every morning them get up, me say, Father, them a cry, say, money and me argument. When we bills are stack up and we have rent to pay, money and we argument. Man, I work 95 till it reach 98, yeah. Money and we argument. Things in a life, gentlemen, me want set it straight.
Okay, so that song was done roughly 12 years ago and sang by Hi-Fan, recorded at Audio Labb Studios with myself and my co-producer, A Minus. So big shout out to you, Dre. Enough respect. Yeah, so again, doing collaborative things and bringing it all together is important. I will keep you abreast of the new and upcoming things that they're supposed to be rolling out for the creative sector in Barbados. We know there was only $1 million for the creative sector, which is but that's fine. I explained why. But I will keep you abreast of this. So in the meantime, you can go join if you want to see that and get that number as a creative practitioner. That helps you a lot, because that identifies you as a creative practitioner, which gives you the right to access certain grant funds, whether it be technical assistance, which is $5,000, or a project that encompasses more creatives, or some of them don't have to be creatives. That's a $30,000 grant, and that kind of can help in a long ways and keep you occupied and going. It's nothing that is hidden, but again, people don't search for these things. So I think it is a good idea to say them. And you can go on the NCF Barbados website, and it's there. You'll see it, the grant fund program, and there'll be more coming soon. So stay locked and loaded to What's New TV's podcast. I'm your host, Teddy Calderon, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Stay safe, stay positive, and obey those rules for now. I know some of us would like to, but rebel. But no, it's not a good idea, man. Just stay safe, keep your family safe, and be good. Until next time, peace.